Hello, welcome to Redmen TV. Liverpool have signed a left back for the under-23s. It's a great day. It's a great day. His name is Juanma. He used to play for Barcelona, and he's going to join up with Michael Beale's under-23 side for the new season. He's 19 years old. As we know, he played for Barca B and apparently for Barca A and everything in between. I don't think there's anything in between. He's been on trial at a few games. I asked you for your thoughts on Twitter. In fact, the exact question I put out was along the lines of, anyone know anything about him? I had some responses. Interesting to see your reactions to this. At Bobby's on Fire says, let me get the exact phrasing right. Anyone seen anything of Juanma? And at Bobby's on Fire replies, if someone says they have, they'd be lying. Which does contradict a few of the more responses that we've had later on. Lane Roberts says he's a left back. Good, insightful. Boo Boo Majubu, our favourite Twitter handle. No, I assume he's a cheap 19, 20-year-old though. Spot on. Jorginho at Fisher Connor. Doesn't look good enough to break into the senior team, to be honest. Looks like he might be part of the under-23s. Yep, that's also the news. Clopsy20, first time hearing about him when he's linked with us. Time to get the YouTube highlight videos out. I think you might struggle there, mate. If you have any YouTube highlight videos of him, let us know in the comments below. John Muck84, watch them at Rill. Look good, but again, this was against Rill. Haunted Pork Mannequin. Saw him when we played Rill. Meh. Okay, so Kay Guinness says, why sign him and put him with the under-23s? Why not just promote the academy players? It's an important question, but I think a lot of it comes down to we're not seeing... We had a shortage at left back to the point where, you know, and Klopp, who's got no problem playing kids, you know, look at the likes of Ovie Ajari getting games, Ben Woodburn getting games in pre-season with the senior team, with the senior squad. No sign of left backs, you know. You had Trent Alexander-Arnold getting a game at right back and what have you. But again, I don't know who is the next kid coming up, because if there was one, I feel like we'd have seen a bit more of someone. That's just my thoughts on it. So maybe that, you know, it's just there's an opportunity there, and because it's shifting from under 21s to under 23s, it's a little bit more of a change. Maybe they thought, great, well, you know, we'll get this guy in, this kid in. You know, he's trained at a decent level. He can't be bad. Interesting that Michael Beale actually described him as a Zabaleta type player, which is, you know, that's pretty high praise when you think about it. And apparently Villarreal were interested in him as well. So I don't think he's dreadful. I think it's too early to tell, but again, it probably speaks to the paucity of options that we have throughout the club for viable options in that. I don't expect him to be anywhere near the first team, but again, you'd rather have a guy. If a 16-year-old is 2 years away, if we've got 16-year-olds and 15-year-olds who are 2-3 years away from being senior ready, then it kind of makes sense to have someone as a stopgap who can, if we had a severe injury crisis, could come in and perform because he knows the role and what have you. But yeah, nothing to get excited about, nothing to do cartwheels about, but ultimately Liverpool have brought in a player who will add to the strength, or at least the depth, of the entirety of the squad, if not necessarily the first team. So thoughts on Juanma in the comments below. If you haven't checked out the news show today, do it. If you haven't checked out the latest subscriber show, 2-part special, Liverpool stock exchange is going up tonight. Looking at Liverpool's players and how their stock has risen or fallen depending on pre-season performances, and therefore which players do we think are starting the season in the best possible form and which have something to prove as the new season kicks off. Go to redmentv.com, subscribe, be a legend, be a hero, and get some severe love from us in a purely digital sense. Cheers.